that picture, right? It is Friday, and I'm super excited that it's Friday because it's the end of the week, and actually, this is the last Friday of January. I don't know about you, but it feels like January went, it's been going on for a really long time. Like, I'm pretty ready for January to be over. Hey, mommy, how was your week been? Yes, thank you. Kristen helped me pick that song out. How's your week been? I love you too. Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, this week has been long, but I feel like the month has been even longer. Like it feels like it's March already. Maybe it's just me, but it's like 2021 is kind of coasting, kind of chilling. This thing is not in the middle. I have to remember that when you're in a video, it's kind of opposite. So yeah, anywho, I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes. You said it was pretty long. My week was busy. Yeah, good job, Chris. Yeah, it was a really busy week, like for no reason, like super duper busy. Like what? So, but we got through it. We're finna have another weekend, another good weekend. Actually, it is supposed to snow my way like all weekend. It's supposed to start snowing at like 3 p.m. tomorrow up until Monday. So I'm chilling. I'm chilling for the weekend. I'm not going anywhere. Probably get some stuff done or just watch TV. So yeah, so we're gonna get started. I'm excited to get started. First thing we're going to do is I have a couple of commercials this today, so I'm gonna try to play as many as I can if I can remember them. But right now we're gonna get into Kiwi Reed. Same here. Hey, Auntie Cindy, how are you doing? Yes, mom. I love mommy. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. So, hey, you guys, let's get into oh, let's get into Key with Ree. Why don't we? All right, so this week is going to be a little different. So the first one I saw was on Instagram. So there we go. I said I'm not going there right now. So was he wrong? So I had to scratch out some of the names, but let's read it. So so he's like, I'm out with Britt right now, which is like the girl he's dating, and her best friend is in town, so she wanted me to meet her. We were all eating and drinking. The checks comes. I pay for Britt because that's my girl. Other shorty go pay for her bill and her card declined. She hit me with it may be because I'm in a different state. I don't know. Chase be wilding. So I'm sitting there like, well, you better call Chase. I don't have $131 to be covering your portion of the bill. I don't even know you like that. So he refuses to pay. It's tell me why the girlfriend is mad at him and she called him cheap and that she embarrassed her, like he embarrassed her in front of her best friend. And he was like, how did I embarrass you? Because I paid for the both of us, but your friend was embarrassed because she doesn't have any money. Was he wrong for not paying for the best friend as well? And what would you have done in that situation? So the gist is the guy met his girlfriend's best friend. So they go out to eat. He pays for him and his girl. But the friend is like, oh, I don't have any money pretty much. So they expected him to pay for the best friend's food as well. And he's like, I'm not doing that. Like I feel like she knew she didn't have money when they got there. Like, that's just how I feel. Hey, good evening. How are you doing today, Associate Minister? 131 her part. Heck, no, it was 131 for the entire bill. So he paid for him and his girl's bill, but the friend, her card declined. And so she said that because she's in another state, her Chase card didn't work. Now we know Chase is countrywide. Like there's Chase Bank everywhere. So she's saying because she's in another state, that's why her card didn't go through. So the girlfriend was mad because he wouldn't pay her friend's bill. Don't get us started. First of all, I ain't gonna be with no man who can't pay for both of us. Okay, and Cindy, so you feel like he should have just fronted the bill? I mean, because she came out of town, so you felt like he should have showed some hospitality and paid for the bill? Oh, okay, woo, yeah, sure. Her chase, yeah. I feel like if she didn't play him and act like she did, like she had money, and all of a sudden the car wasn't working, that would have made sense for him to pay. But the fact that she was trying to be slick with it, I don't know. I kind of agree with him. Like, I don't think he should have had to pay just for the simple fact that she was just trying to be slick with it. Like, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. And how many have you ever, like? And this is off subject, but have you ever went out to eat and a person ordered like hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and a big dinner, and then at the end they hand you $20? Now, mad you, I hate. I hate group restaurant checks. I do, because the person that orders the most always give you like exact, they don't give you taxes, they don't put in tip, and sometimes they don't even cover everything that that they ordered. Oh my god, group. Oh yeah, group. I just don't like group restaurant checks. I'll just leave it at that. She didn't have the money. He could have, but the friend was playing him. Yeah, I feel like the friend was definitely playing him. Your man will. Well, Aunt Cindy said whether she was playing him or not, he would have fronted the bill. Just not to make a scene, I'm guessing. Yes, I do not like group checks. I always want a separate check because it's always that one person order everything and you want to split the bill in half, when all I ordered was like a hamburger and you got crab legs and two martinis and some spinach dip, and now I gotta now you want to split the bill? No. Give me my own separate bill. I can't stand a group restaurant check. Like, I like going out in groups to the restaurant, but I'm gonna get my own separate check. Like, that's just rule of thumb for me. It may have been a setup. You're right. The friend might have known that she was broke. Yes, saying it was. Yeah, I feel like he was set up, and he like, nope, nope. I was glad when they finally went to. Yeah, yeah. I like that now, because it was some restaurants that would say if it was more than two checks, they wouldn't split it, but now you can split it so many ways now. So yeah, I like that. But I get anxiety when somebody asks me to do like a birthday gathering at a restaurant. I'm like, or I'll just bring cash. Like, I just can't go. It's just always that one person. You have that discussion before you order your food. You right, Bernita. Hey, cousin. Hey, Alexia. I just I read your comment and just saw your name. But yeah, like, I don't know. No, I no. Unless I know you, I'm not paying the bill. That guy was right. He was not Candy a sucker, right? Like, don't be trying to play me like a clown. Yeah, I never thought of having that discussion before the restaurant. I just say, when I order, I'm like, I want a separate check. They can do a group check. I'm not doing a group check. I have PTSD from that. I hate it because the tip be more. Yes, but then no, like, some people don't even add the tip in there. Like, that's aggravating. And when you're in a big group, they already have it like outlined or included in the check. So it's not even hard to calculate what the tip is. Like, that's crazy to me. Yes, so even though we done did a whole nother what would you do, but I just thought I'd mention that. I do not like group restaurant checks. So here's another keyword read situation, and it's not really a situation. It's actually from Alicia Keys. I really, really liked what she said, and hopefully this is the right one. Oh yeah, it is, but let's make her bigger. So she says, do you ever feel like the full you is hiding behind a thin sheet? That people can see the outline of you, but never all of you? Do you think anyone will ever know all of you? Will you ever know all of yourself? Caught me in a deep zone, and it is pretty deep. Yes, we are always like discovering things about ourselves and discovering stuff about other people, but will we ever really know fully who we are, or will we ever fully know who the people we associate are? Because I feel like no, just for the simple fact that we're constantly evolving. Who we are today, we definitely won't be tomorrow, because something that happened today will shape the way that you react to things tomorrow, or the way you behave. Like, I feel like we're constantly evolving. So even if you are discovering new parts of yourself, 9 times out of 10, that might not even be your personality in a year or a month or a week. It just depends on life. Like, that's just how I feel. Alicia, that should be a song. Let's go. I'd rather her just type it than sing it. So I'll just leave it at that. Yes, we evolve daily. Like we legit evolve daily. So I thought that was a good keyword read. It's not really a funny one, but it's a really it made me think like, even with people we know in our whole life, like our parents, I'm still learning new things about my parents, and I legit known them my entire life, and they legit know me well, actually no, I've known them my entire life. I was right. So, it's just kind of like, would I ever fully know who they are? Will they ever fully know who I am? You know what I'm saying? Because we're constantly changing, and nothing's permanent. Not even our purpose. Our purpose can change from day to day to day. So I don't know. I just thought that was a good thought provoking. Yeah, it is thought provoking. Hey bestie, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. So yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts on it? I think you already given me your thoughts, but I just thought that was pretty deep. I didn't mean to get too deep on a Friday, but I just thought that was like interesting, because you think you know a person and then they hit you with something else and it's like, I didn't know that about you. Oh, and it'd be super interesting and super dope, and you've been knowing this person forever and they have like this talent that you didn't know they had, or just they have like another little life that you knew nothing about. You really don't know who so we're always finding out new things. So nope, you would never know, especially with my mom, because I think she got a secret life, but we'll leave that alone. My mom's always doing interesting things. Like, when did you go there? When did you do that? So anyway, let's get into some commercials before we do What's the 411, because like I said, today I got a couple of them. So here we go. This commercial is Lavish Looks by Miss Michi. So let's check it. Let's check it out. And I love her sunglasses. Simply love her sunglasses. And Miss Michi, she is actually going to be a guest on the show next Friday. So I'm super excited to do a show with her. Oh, I got some comments here. Let's see here. So Associate Minister said, you will never really know the full person because different situation calls for people to put on different masks. Oh, you put on a different mask when you're around your parents. You put on yeah, you're right. You're right. So that comes to transparency. Like when you do kind of, I don't know, quote unquote, transform or put on these masks, is that still a form of transparency? But you're not going to talk with your friends like you talk with your parents, so I don't even think transparency is a part of that, because the way I talk with my friends, I'm not going to call my mom and be like, yeah, and social, no, like, so you make a point. So your parents don't know another side of you because you're never going to reveal a certain part of you to them out of respect. So that's a really good point. Nope, you never will. You learn something new every day, right? I'm constantly learning something new every day. Especially, that's why I like networking, because you learn so much from different people. People only tell you and let you see what they want. Right. Asha says, hey mom. Oh goodness. Yep, that's me. I have new things I do all the time. You definitely do. Yes, you do, Chris. She do. Hey, Treasure Glitz. Treasure Glitz is here. Hey, New, how are you doing? Hey, everybody. She is the maker of the glasses. I have my glass New, my polka dot glass. And I'm excited because she made a glass for Be Your Own Kind. So I'm super excited to premiere it when I get it. So thank you for joining the show, New. Yeah, me too. When you are around your parents, you put on different masks. Oh, wait a minute. So no one really knows a person truly. They can only take intelligent guesses based on past actions. So are we intelligently guessing the people we hang around? Like because we only know this certain part or on only side of them. So when we get shocked when we see another side of that person and we say things like, man, you changed. Did they really? Were they always like that? And you just caught them in a moment where they were vulnerable and they didn't have that mask on? Do you really know who you know? That's such an interesting point. Like, for real. Yes, for real. Oh no. I'll be so excited. So yeah, that sparked a really great question, like really did. So that's it for Q and Reese. So now we need to get into what's the 411. What's the 411, Mom? What's the 411? I got it going on. I got it going on. Okay, this is also not a fun subject, but we all know that Miss Cicely, the legendary Cicely Tyson, passed away this week. She died at age 96. Such a legend, such a legend. And I know she lived 96 years, and I still was sad, like, no. You just think people are gonna live forever. I think that's just where where I am with that. She has definitely left a footprint for all African American actors, especially actresses, because she really made some people make assumptions about people all the time. Yeah, they do. They do. And we always say, well, we really need to get to know a person, but the way I'm talking is, do you ever really get to know them? So yeah, so I saw this video. It's really quick, I promise, and it's just a couple of minutes just highlighting the life of Cicely Tyson. So let's get into it. I couldn't do a show without mentioning it. So here we go. Once I skip this ad.
Tyson spent much of her
and started over.
Cicely Tyson spent much of her career playing strong black women, overcoming struggles. She recently sat down with CBS This Morning's Gayle King.
Whenever I'm offered a script, what I'm interested in when I get it is why me. Who was that character and why did they want me to play it? And when I get to the point where I feel like her skin has fitted my arm or my mind, then I know there's something about her.
From a sharecropper's wife to a former slave, Tyson embraced her roles with vigor and humility. Born in Harlem to West Indian immigrants in 1924, Tyson started her career as a model who transitioned into playing bit parts.
I was a very shy child. If you got 15 minutes of words out of me, you got plenty. I was a thinker.
But her career was delayed until her 30s, when she found herself pregnant.
It's never too late, y'all.
And in an unhappy marriage that only lasted 2 years.
What are you doing,
Her
Mom?
breakthrough performance came in 1972, playing Rebecca, the wife of a Louisiana sharecropper in Sounder, a performance that won her an Oscar nomination.
I'm 10 years old.
She received widespread acclaim 2 years later with a versatile performance as former slave from the ages of 23 to 110 years old, and the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. That role came just as black women were beginning to get lead roles and earned Tyson 2 Emmys. The Kennedy Center honoree also won countless other awards, including a Tony and an honorary Oscar.
What you doing? There you go.
Tyson appeared in more than 100 roles on stage and screen in a career that spanned 7 decades. Her most recent was in 2020 in the Tyler Perry movie, A Fall from Grace.
Don't make me go back there.
She said all of her roles were her
favorites.
Crazy. Tyson was married twice. Her last marriage was to the late jazz icon Miles Davis.
What is this?
They divorced in 1989. President Obama awarded Tyson our nation's highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom, in 2016. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
All right. May she rest in peace. And you can learn so much from her story. Sounder, I have never read or saw the movie. So that's something I need to put on my list. I've never even heard of that. So I knew of Cicely Tyson, but I didn't know of her work. Now I want to go back and actually watch her movies and watch her artistry. That interview was just filmed Monday. She released her book too. Okay, that's why. She released her book on Tuesday. Okay. 96 years though. 96 years. She left a legacy. She really left a legacy, and she will definitely be missed. She will. She was to me, I feel like she was like grandma, like America's grandma. Her and Betty White. I don't know what I'm gonna do with what happens to Betty White. Oh yes, a classic. Yes, definitely a classic. Hey Jermaine, mommy says, and hey Jermaine from me. Welcome to the show. See, I put wine in this glass, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink slow because I don't want to say nothing crazy at the mouth while we on live. But yeah, so now let's get into the next subject. This is George Floyd. We already know the story of that, but now people are starting to go to trial, and I'm excited about it. So the judge rules that Derek Chauvin cannot use George Floyd's arrest record in court. And let's see why. Judge Peter Cahill of Hennepin County, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, ruled that referencing Floyd's interaction with law enforcement is inadmissible in the court of law. At the time of Floyd's arrest, police were investigating whether he had used a counterfeit bill at a nearby store, something Chauvin's defense team had wanted to use in court, of course, but that still wasn't worth his life. I don't care what they say. Prosecutors had hoped to admit 7 reports of Chauvin using a questionable use of force throughout his time in the force, including restraints on the head and neck, 4 of which they felt could be regarded as extreme. However, in the same ruling, Cahill decided that just one of those reports could be admissible when he knelt on the neck of a woman. Now, he's done this before. Knelt on the neck of a woman who was already on the ground in 2017 in a very similar tactic to when he killed Floyd in May last year. Prosecutors have argued that medical professionals warned officers, including Chauvin, about the dangers associated with certain restraints. However, Cahill ruled that it is only admissible if they can prove that Chauvin heard the warning. He is set to trial alone in March, while the other 3 officers will be tried together in the summer. Chauvin is charged with the 2nd-degree murder of Floyd, in addition to 2nd-degree manslaughter. Tal by Alexander King and Thomas Lane, the 3 other officers present during the incident, have all been charged with aiding and abetting 2nd-degree manslaughter. Floyd died after Chauvin used his knee to kneel on his neck, with eyewitnesses saying Floyd repeatedly shouted to alert officers that he couldn't breathe in the 8 minutes the officer applied force to his neck. What are your thoughts on that, guys? So the whole thing is this guy has done this before. And I guess because it's national, then they're going to do something about it. But I feel like if they'd have did something about it in 2017, then Floyd might, George Floyd might have still been here. So I just can't believe that he didn't hear him saying that he couldn't breathe. And the fact that you have your neck, your knee on his neck, would indicate or imply that he couldn't breathe, because you that's your airway right there. You're blocking the airway. So that whole situation is just irritating, and I really hope that justice is served on that situation. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't have too many happy Kiwi reads today, did I? I mean, what's the 411 today? I feel like they're going to come up with some BS like they always do, and the officer would get a slap on the wrist. Right. Instead of being manslaughter, it'll be something like assault or something like that. They killed me, but I really feel like they should do something about this. Him getting charged with something is different than an actual conviction. You know what I'm saying? So intentional excessive abuse and force. That's it. That's all. Right. If you putting your neck on, if you're putting your knee on a neck, this is what we breathe. It is implied that you cannot breathe. No, he didn't care. He didn't. And all for fake money, counterfeit bill. What was all this force for? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't robbing the store at gunpoint. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. On the video, if we heard right, exactly, new. So we'll see what they say. Right. Yeah. Justice. Breonna Taylor is not, death is not vindicated. So I really hope that justice is served in this instance. So yeah. So I'm going to play some commercials to lighten the mood because I am a little legit upset about the whole situation. So here's an ad. Yeah, it's just irritating. So we're gonna go to another commercial. I'm gonna make sure I get through all of them, you guys. Sometimes I just don't. So here is another one, and this one is Creations by Sandra. Let's check it out.
And I am the owner CEO of Creations by Sandra. Creations by Sandra is an entrepreneurial business specializing in custom resumes, business cards, flyers, and various other business and professional documentation and marketing consultation. So stop worrying about how you're going to get the word out about your business or your business that will stand out from all others, or get that dream job, or promote that business of your own. Creations by Sandra, putting your visions into words, turning words into reality. Extra, extra, you heard it here first. Creations by Sandra will be launching custom digital images available for sale on Etsy January 31st, 2021. Holiday event, inspirational, motivational quotes, themes, and current events right at your fingertips for wall display and on table placement. Visit Etsy January 31st, 2021. Then Creations by Sandra. Add to your home and office decor.
I don't think that video went like that. I think we were missing the other one. She has a lot of 11 by 7s. We're going to play that again later. But yes, Creations by Sandra, if you are looking, for help with resumes, a business consulting, she also does marketing. It is creationsbysandra@gmail.com. She'll have an Etsy store up on Sunday where you can purchase some of her digital images, which I'm going to find where it's showing the rest of the images. So we're going to play that again later on, I promise. All right. Assistant Minister said you can watch a lot of movies for free using Android, APK Cinema. Okay. Yeah, I've had that on my Amazon Fire Stick, but it's so annoying because of the buffering. The buffering drives me crazy. Thank you, Aunt Cindy. I know. Go, Mom. Shout out to Be Your Own Kind. She created the commercial. Thank you, Mom. All right, Sandra. Yeah, everybody doing big things. All right, so we're going to go into the topic of boundaries. Why? Because this is something that I've personally been dealing with, and I want to share it. And I want to talk about it because I'm starting to feel like most people I'm talking to, their season is setting boundaries, like how you've just allowed things for so long and now you can't anymore because it's not good for your mental health. So you set those boundaries and then you deal with it feels like repercussions, but really it's just stopping people from just doing whatever they want to do and bulldozing you and not respecting the limits that you set. So the first question is, why do we set boundaries? And you guys can leave your answers in the comments. Oh, Mom says thanks, everybody. I feel like we need to set boundaries once again for your mental health. And we allow so much stuff and then we complain about it like, oh my God, why does this person do this? I said I wasn't feeling good, but I guess I'll go and do that. No, if you set the precedence of, hey, I do not feel well, I cannot do said thing, and no matter how much they push and push and push, I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't have the capacity for that. No is such an easy word to say, but hard to apply and hard to hear for the person that wants you to do it. And I feel like when your feelings are never getting considered, that's where anxiety comes in and depression, and where you don't feel like you have control over your life. And boundaries that's why I feel we set them, just for mental health. So why do you guys think that we set boundaries, and why you're thinking on that? I found a video, but I'm going to keep interjecting in a video because they really made some good points. Mom says, we have to set boundaries and stick up to them. Know your limits, right? Yes, we allow so much that we eventually have to set boundaries. Hey, Rose. Hi, Rose. So I'm going to share this video, but like I said, I'm going to cut it off in between. Oh, wow. We're still looking at Mom. So I'm going to cut it off in between because it's about 6 minutes, but they're making good points and I want to make comments on the point. So here we go.
This is what crossing someone's boundaries looks like. You might think it's not that bad or not that harmful, but whether intentional or not, some sort of permanent scar or damage can be left behind. Do you ever feel misunderstood, or even worse, not heard or ignored? If so, it's a natural human desire to make our points not only heard, but listened to and discussed, as this inherently deepens our irresistible need for connection and thus our feeling of belonging.
And I feel like sometimes when you have, hey, Beachy, when you have that feeling of belongingness, yes, it is innate to want to feel like you belong, but not not at the stake of your mental health. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I feel like it's a thin line between wanting to like connect to being a people pleaser. And when you go across that line of people pleasing, that's where it gets stressful, like for real. Associate Minister said, we must remember this in the law. You have a range of charges, so that way the jury oh, you're talking about Floyd. We must remember that this is the law. You have a range of charges so that the way the jury has a chance to convict a person, cases have been overturned when the jury convicted a person of a charge too high. Right. So just because he's convicted, that doesn't mean anything, you know. Meant to say, I know what you mean, Beachy. Very thin line. You have to self-protect. Right. Setting boundaries to me is self-protect. And I guess I've been getting irritated because it's like the more you set the boundaries, the more I feel like people turn into a 5-year-old and they want to cross over it just to see if you're going to uphold the boundary that you set. Like, why can't you just respect that boundary? So anyway, let's get back to this video. It looks like it's for a 5-year-old, but it really makes good points.
This also means we generally desire to steer clear of perceived unhelpful conflict and leave conversations feeling content or fulfilled. However, sometimes interactions don't proceed as smoothly as you want or imagined, making relationships difficult territory to maneuver. In this video, we want to talk about the 5 reasons why boundaries are important and how to set them. If you're someone dealing with this scenario, whether at school, home, or work, we hope that you can utilize these methods to set healthy, or at least healthier, boundaries for yourself. 1. Your emotional health is linked to boundary setting.
Okay, that's what I said.
Setting healthy boundaries has a direct influence on your emotional health.
This is what we should be doing, and not a wall because of being hurt, but like when people say you put up a wall, right, it's a negative connotation to that, but I don't think that's negative. That means I've been in a situation like this before. I've gotten hurt like this before, so I'm putting up a boundary to protect myself in the limit so I don't have to emotionally or physically or mentally experience that thing again, you know, or at least not in that fashion. So when people say, man, you have walls, da 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 da, yes, because you're not going to do the same thing so-and-so did, you know, so I'm watching you. So no, I don't allow said things because last time I did that, said thing happened. I don't think nothing is wrong with building a wall. Not like building a wall where you're closed in and you're not open-minded, but when you're building a wall and with the intent to self-protect, I think that is very important. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
Tends to be a better feeling of control and comfort when you know who you are, how you want to be treated, and what you won't tolerate. Clarity of these aspects helps protect your emotions and helps you stay in control of how you feel. People, however, can be unpredictable, and even the best thought-out interactions don't always unfold as planned. So giving yourself a backup plan or outline of how to respond should an interaction go awry is important to maintaining that clarity and control of your situation. This maintenance will help you feel calmer, more confident, and protects your self-esteem when situations with others become difficult. 2. You deserve to be heard and understood.
This is so important. Like, how many people are depressed just for the simple fact that they feel like they don't have a voice? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like whether you get it or not, you owe a person respect. Like, that's just my thing with that. And when a person is explaining to you, hey, I don't do this because of this or this, and they don't owe you this explanation, mind you, then I feel like you should respect it. Like, that person has a boundary there for a reason. And I think what kills me is when the person goes over the boundary and then the person reacts irrationally, then they're looked out to be the bad guy when they prefaced, you know, that, hey, this said thing makes me react a certain way. This is a trigger. This is this, and that. So if a person takes not the time to explain that to you, why not respect it? You know, well, I don't get it. Okay. They explain it. You don't get it. But if you care about somebody, why not just respect the boundary that they set for themselves? You know, so yeah.
You are the master of you, and thus can allow yourself to feel whatever you feel, regardless of outside input.
That's another thing. We're never going to get through this video. You are entitled to feel however you feel. No one can dictate to you and tell you how you feel. If you feel a certain way about something, you're entitled to that. What makes feelings go awry is when you don't deal with those feelings and you're not processing them and you let them overtake you, and they're kind of overtaking your thought processes. But the fact of you feeling, if you don't feel like it today, you don't feel like it today. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You feel how you feel. If somebody made you feel a certain way, no matter if another person think that you petty or need to grow up, so what? This is how I feel today. And you're entitled to feel exactly how you feel. Like, I'm strong on that, Right. So we all have triggers. Right. We do have triggers. Why? Because life gives us triggers, and intentionally and unintentionally. Some people unintentionally, things have happened growing up and you just have triggers, and that's okay. Yes, we are the master of us. And when we know that we have control, like they said in the video, when you know who you are, can't nobody else tell you who you are. Well, you such and such. Okay. I'm sorry that you feel that way about me. But this is how I feel today, and this is who I am. If you can't respect it, then, catch me on a better day, So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Be true to yourself. You're entitled to feel the way you feel. Exactly. I feel like the main key is setting boundaries with yourself. There we go. The biggest problem is people go into situations with new people without any rules, and then when things get out of hand, they want to all of a sudden set them. Stop giving into new workspaces and relationships too open. If you have to constantly set boundaries with different people in your life after conflict, that means all of these people are seeing something they can push over. Okay, this is a lot to dissect. So what Jermaine is saying, these are just boundaries you set with yourself. So you're not even setting boundaries for mom, dad, sister, individual. You're just setting a boundary like, I'm not going to allow this ever. Even when a new person comes in. No. Like, I'm not going to allow this at all. And you take everybody off their pedestal or the shelves that you put them on, and you treat everybody accordingly with these limits and with these boundaries. I like that, because if you only setting a boundary for one individual, then you will most likely repeat a same behavior with a second one. But if you have like a straight a blanket boundary for everyone, it does make it easier. You don't have to decipher, I'm with this person, I'm gonna set this boundary with this person. Nope, nobody's gonna do this. So I like that. I like that, Jermaine. Yes, I really like that. Absolutely. You can't control the feeling. It is what it is, Some people are very sensitive to other people's emotions. I went through depression because I learned I absorb another person's emotion real easily. So I had to learn to put it on an emotional shield. That's right. That means you're an empath. I can sit and talk to someone. I don't know if this ever happened to anybody else, but I can call somebody and be in a great mood. And if they're having a bad day, and I just really care, and I'm just trying to, help them figure it out, my whole mood would plummet, and I wouldn't even know why. Now I'm depressed, and I have no pinpoint of why I'm depressed. Why? Because I took on that other person's emotion. And I'm not saying not listen to other people think, problems, but don't take them with you. Don't carry it for them. It's one thing to listen and administer advice if warranted or if asked, but it's another thing. Like when you hang up that phone, when you hop in your car, that's still their thing. You can pray for them, but you are not to take on their problems. We're not Jesus. When we stop acting like little gods, I feel like you'll be less anxious. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't save anyone. What we can do is be a comforter. We can be a friend. We can be, can help, but we can't even carry our own stuff. So what makes us think that we could carry somebody else's things? You know what I'm saying? So between me and another person, so I don't become emotionally polluted. With some people give out real strong emotions, and other people absorb emotions easily. So you have to protect yourself. And that's where the spirit of discernment come in too. Like, I think I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Your boundaries are your boundaries. Own it, set them with everybody. Yes, I totally agree with Jermaine with that. Yes, life situations have taught me that. Yeah, and it's less stressful because you don't have to remember what boundary you set with the other person. Nope, nobody's gonna do this to me. me. So I agree with that. So you don't become emotionally polluted when things become emotionally polluted. Wait, I'm saying it wrong. So you don't become emotionally polluted when you become emotionally polluted. You can't make proper decisions for yourself, and people will take advantage of a person who is emotionally confused. Yes, they will. People play on your emotions anyway. I feel like people use people past as ammunition. Like if a person used to be like, I don't know, a thief or something like that, and they've changed their life around, they ain't stole nothing in 10 years, but when somebody wants you to do something and that person says no, they're like, oh yeah, cause yeah, I guess you said you changed, but you ain't changed. You probably still that same thief you was 10 years ago. People use your past as a weapon. And that goes into knowing yourself. Because if you know that you changed, can't nobody tell you that you didn't. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you know the work that you're doing, the personal work that you're doing on yourself. So some people that have known you for a long time, I feel like that's the people that do it. They'll use your past just to manipulate you, to get you into doing, because they know that that's something that you were ashamed of and guilty for. So they will emotionally manipulate you and you won't even notice it till later. You know, or people will call you like, you're never there for me. Because I said no today, does that just wash out everything I've ever done because it's no today? You know what I'm saying? Like one time just wipes out any other time that I was with you. I just feel like that's emotional manipulation to me. Yeah, been there, done that. Don't take on ownership of what is not yours. Correct. And learn how to say no. Don't take ownership of people's emotions. Right. Right. Them your emotions. That's how you feel. That's not how I feel. So I feel how I feel. This is not going to happen. That's it. That's all. So I don't even think we're going to get through this video, y'all. The main people who have all these crazy relationships and friendships are people who confide too much in people. Could transparency be too much? Too much transparency. For instance, your colleagues don't need to know all your business. Keep people to a certain distance until they prove you can let them in a little bit and trust them. And you know, I've been guilty of that, Jermaine. I meet people and they know my whole life. Ain't even known me long. And then I get mad when they use that against me. People can't use against you what they don't know. You know, like people can't come back and say, well, you said back in the, you know, and it's not being a phony and hiding, but like Jermaine said, you don't know these people. And until that they can build like some type of trust, you can build some type of trust with them, you should only share certain things because you don't know their character. You don't know who they're going to go back and tell, if you know, especially when you meet a friend through a friend. That's always a risk because the friend might tell the other friend, you know, like, I don't know, that's going into a whole nother subject, but I'm just saying, like, I understand what Jermaine is saying. Like, you know, don't be so open, like let a person open up, you know, build some trust, you know, and over time, maybe you give them a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. That goes back to only putting on a mask and showing people what you want them to see. And I feel like when it's a new person, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And probably with even somebody you've known long, if it's just for, you know, self-protect. So yes, Jermaine. Yes, Jermaine. I love that. Yeah, Jermaine owned it. This must be his subject. I don't even know if we should still go through this video because we just got to go to the next question. So before we get into the next question, so Valentine's Day is coming up, right? So I have met this young lady by the name of Javonda. She has a business entitled She Slayed, and it's a lingerie business. And for people who are watching this tonight, if you let her know that you saw this commercial on my show, she'll give you 20% off on her products. So if you are sensitive to lingerie and stuff like that, maybe you should click on and come right back. But this is her lookbook for Valentine's Day, and I just wanted to play that for you so you can kind of see what she's some of the stuff that she's selling. So I didn't want to offend, so that's why I wanted to kind of warn you a little bit. So here we go. Where is it? Is it this? Oh, there we go. So it's not too racy, but I like to respect people. tasteful. I think that's so cute. This is what I mean by racy. I really like that one. So she could be found at, I'm going to put it in the comments, www.SLAYED lingerie.com. And you'll get 20% off just for if you mention that you saw it on my show. So that is an exclusive discount. Yes, cute stuff. Yes. I wish she was on here so she could see this. So yes, she's Chicago based. She's in the city of Chicago, West Side, and she has a lingerie, the She Slay lingerie company. So support. Okay, so Lisa, oh my, we doing It is Valentine's Day, Lisa. Welcome to the show. So Jermaine said, I've had to train people at work, and by the lunch break, they telling me about their boyfriend and fights and all kinds of stuff. People will use that against you later. Oh, so you tell them, nah, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Right. Maybe just stop people from oversharing, because sometimes people do overshare. They do. And because people don't get listened to, this is the point. People don't have a voice at home, so they find somebody that's going to listen and just going to tell you everything because they've been holding this in forever, and it's like, wait, I just met you. Wait a minute. What the whip? These are my comments. Okay, but what do the lonely do? They get lingerie. Really cute. Yes, really cute stuff. So she slayed lingerie.com. She also has a Facebook page, which is She Slayed Lingerie. And since we have Glitz, Treasure Glitz on here, I'm gonna play her commercial. If you guys didn't check it out, I played it earlier. You gotta stop. I played it earlier on my social media, and she's on here now, so we're gonna play her video too. Stop, Jermaine. Right. My boss just likes to hear herself talk. Yeah, because people at home not listening to them. You'll be surprised who doesn't get listened to at home. So when they find somebody that's gonna indulge, they're just like, okay, well, let me tell you about. No, I don't want to know that. I just don't want to know that. So here's the video right here, you guys. This was made from Treasure Glitz, and it's super cute. As you see, it has my name on it and glitter. This is so my personality. But the other one that she made for me, it has like the polka dots and the fur. That is so me. So where can you find this? You may ask. Well, she's actually on Facebook, so I want to. And she's on here right now, you guys. Where she was at, right quick. It's on Facebook, and it's under Treasure Glitz with a Z Simpson. So here is some of her other stuff. Let me see if we can see photos. I didn't see that over there in the corner. Love with all of her creations. Like, she's super creative. Look at that. You want to order, a glass. Oh, I love that. I just love the fur, So if you want to order a glass, hit her up at Treasure Glitz Simpson. You can look that up on Facebook. What I'll also do is put the link in the comments here. So yeah, shout out to New. Yay. So I'm going to sit that right there in the comments if you're interested, because it's probably easier to do that. Oh, I should get one for the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, so this is just some of the stuff that she. Oh, that's my glass. So this is some of the stuff that she does. So kudos to Treasure Glitz. Yes. So I wanted to give her a shout out because I simply love the glasses. I simply love it. Yes, yes. So she's on here now, you guys. Treasure Glitz Simpson, get your glasses today. Your glasses and mugs is stem and stemless, so you don't just have to have the stem glass. If you want a stemless glass, customized stemless glass, stem glass, and a mug, holler at her. She's on here right now. Let me find the link to her Facebook page right quick. Let's see. If my maybe she can get it quicker than me. Treasure Glitz Simpson. There we go. So here's the link right here, you guys, if you want to order your custom glass. Yes. Are you welcome, New? I love you. Yes, New, you're super talented. Oh, I love you too, New. Yes, support Treasure Glitz, everyone. So much great talent. If you have a business, please put it in the comments and we will definitely advertise that business. Like iron sharpens iron, you know? Like we gotta support one another. It is not a competition, it is a marathon. We walk together. I'm firm believer in that. Glasses are too cool, make you want to drink up stuff. It does. It actually do. That's why I have my little glass with me. Well, Renita, I decided I'm going to start doing product shoots again. So I guess I can reach out to all your people and you having commercials for it. So yes, Celia is a photographer. She's done some pictures for me in the past. So hit her up if you want some, some photos. Yes. So place your orders now. Support Treasure Glitz Simpson. Yes. So we're still talking about boundaries. So here's another question. How do you identify your limits? So I thought that this was a good question because, okay, we're saying set boundaries, but how do you identify which boundaries that you need to set? And now that we realize that we're just going to do blanket boundaries and not just for a particular person, how do you do that? Yes, Celia is a great photographer. Support. Yes, support. And she did some pictures for me. I'd have to dig in the crates for them. My limits are different depending on the person. Okay, so you do it by a person basis. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do that, but I like the fact of just the blanketing one. Like I don't care who you are, I'm not going to allow that. So I feel they say I saw this article, and I'll spare you, but it says, do you know your rights in a relationship? So there were 8 rights in a relationship that may help you, especially your mom's side. So your mom's side may differ from your dad's side. So you have to set even higher boundaries. I mean, that's true. Like, say for instance, you're friends with a promiscuous person. So would you have that person around your spouse without you around, knowing what they are? Not saying that they would do it to you, but because you've seen what they've done in the past, would you set that boundary like, hey, we can hang out, but we're not doing no 3-wheel type deal or something like that, or you can't spend a night and stuff like that, That's a boundary just set for that person because maybe all your friends are not like that. You know what I'm saying? So you raise a good point about the individual. So it should probably be blanketed and individuals depending on the situation. But I like the blanketed one. When somebody messed or can, yes. I hope you've learned about boundaries, Lisa. Blanket works for me. Associate says, your chat has great production value. You have the skills to pay bills. Boss up. Okay, I'm going to get it together, Associate Minister. Thank you. He said you need to boss up. I got you. You may have to spike up or down, but blanket keeps you consistent. It does. Hell's it and all. So some of the rights to a relationship is number one, do you feel safe in the relationship? And this is not just romantic, intimate relationship. This is friendship, relationship with your parents, your family, just relationships. So do you feel safe in the relationship? Do you have your privacy and boundaries you have created? Are they respected? In a relationship, are you being heard and listened to? Are you feeling validated in a relationship? And not to the point of, everybody put another negative connotation of you shouldn't wait for nobody to validate you, but not validate you all the time. But sometimes it's nice when a friend or somebody call you and say, you know what? I noticed that you used to do such and such last year and you don't do that anymore. Man, I really see a change in you. Do you know how that affects a person, especially a person who, once again, like I said, and like where people have been manipulated for their past and they feel like they're making all these steps and not any progress because people is always throwing their past in their face. And for you to come and say, hey, I see that change in you. That's a validation. Validation is not a bad thing. It is, anything in excess is terrible. But just to say that, so in a relationship, you should validate one another. So I feel like that is part of a healthy relationship. The other one is to respect that the answer no means no. I do not know. No is a crazy word. Like, I have seen some crazy responses to the word no. Are you having your needs met? There are some things that are deal breakers for you, in any relationship. Hey, I want to be listened to. Hey, you're not going to talk over me. You're not going to interrupt me. Hey, you're going to respect my boundaries. Like, are people respecting your needs? I validate my spouse, kids, and friends. Right. And it's not a one-way street. Just like you get validated, you have to give validation as well. You can't watch and see that the person is awesome and just watch and see that the person is awesome. And I love my support group because they never hold back. They're always, hey, Renita, you're doing a good job. Hey, you're doing this. And I try to make sure when I see you're doing something and you're proud of it, that I make notice of that, because especially when you are an entrepreneur and you're doing things and you just feel like you're not making any traction, or what am I doing this for? And you have that person that'll say, hey, you're doing really good. Hey, you touched my life. Oh, I love what you're doing. I'm so inspired. Oh my God. That brightens a person's day. Like, what does it hurt to do that to me? You know what I'm saying? You set a boundary based on 6 conditions. Will the boundary protect you emotionally? Will the boundary affect you financially? Will the boundary affect you spiritually? And that's where you go to that, I was feeling one way and now I'm feeling another way. And we all know the energy, the first rule of see, that's why I wanted to drink the wine. But we all know that energy is not created or destroyed. Thermodynamics, there it is. The first rule of thermodynamics is energy is not created or destroyed, but transferred. So that's with spirit. You can be doing fine, the spirit hop right on you. Once again, you have no idea where that came from. To me, energy and spirit is the same thing. We just say different words, but it means the same thing. So you have to protect your energy, which AKA protect your spirit. Yes, validation has to be earned. Yep, it helps to inspire others. It does. Yes, it does, Beachy. But if you're waiting for validation from anyone, you will end up disappointed. But it's not just waiting to be validated. It's if you're in a healthy relationship, you should be validating each other. I am not saying don't validate yourself. Self-validation is very important. Looking in the mirror and saying, yes, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Yes, I am 300 and what am I now? Big, but 325 pounds. But every 325 pounds of me is beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And people always put a negative connotation on that. Well, you're saying that being unhealthy is good. No, what I'm saying is I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with me. And there's nothing wrong with that self-validation. It's not. Because how can you move forward if you're hiding from what you are? You are who you are. So why not embrace that? And when you do self-validate, when you do have that confidence, and I feel like when you are so confident, you can spray into somebody else. You feeling good about yourself. What's it to make somebody else feel good about them that may not have reached that point yet? That's what I'm saying about the validation. But right, you shouldn't wait for people to just validate you. You have to validate yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Number 4, will the boundary affect you professionally? Will the boundary affect your home? Will the boundary affect your friends and family? Please don't be like a road and get ran over. Right? Don't let people bulldoze you. For real. Wait, I'm going backwards. Okay, I agree. I agree. Yes, you must self-validate. But what's it to it for somebody to validate you too? It can go both ways. But no, you don't put all your eggs in someone's basket. Matter of fact, you don't put any of your eggs in any one basket. The only person we're supposed to be 100% trusting is God. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So no one gets to hold your security eggs but God. But when you're in a relationship and somebody sees that you're doing well and somebody sees that you're making progress, what does it hurt to give them encouragement to say, hey, I see your change? That's all I'm saying. But Jermaine, you're right. You must self-validate as well. And then the last thing that's in a relationship is, are you being treated respectfully? Just like, Associate Minister said, absence of emotional, physical, or verbal abuse in relationships. And you don't have to be in an intimate relationship to be verbally abused. You don't. People cannot just go around talking to you any kind of way just because they feel like, oh, that's such and such, so that's okay. Oh, that's such and such, because it's not okay. If it hurts your feelings, even if it's a joke, if it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings. Hey, I don't like that joke. And instead of just going home and putting your head between your knees and crying about it, no, to stop that joke, you say something. Hey, I know you were just being funny, but when you say that, it makes me feel. And if they continue with the joke after you come to them with it, then that might not be your person, or that person might, or you may need to get a break or take a break from that person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not okay. It's shame on us if we don't communicate when things hurt our feelings, but shame on them when we do communicate it and yet they continue to ignore it. That's a whole nother story. That's still crossing a boundary. I'm telling you, this hurt my feelings. If you love and care about me, you will not do that. You will not. I do not find that funny. It's never funny, ever. And I don't think nothing's wrong with that. It's how you say it. It's your approach. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, most definitely. So associate says, you set a boundary. Oh, wait a minute, we did that one. Why is this thing scrolling up? Oh, here we go. Hey, Lisa, I agree with Jermaine. Nowadays, people don't pick up the phone and just say, hey, and see how you doing and congratulate like back in the days. So waiting for that can leave you disappointed. Okay. So what you and Jermaine are saying, maybe I'm missing the mark, Lisa. So what you and Jermaine is saying, yes, that is needed in a relationship. However, I'll be disappointed if I wait on it. Okay. I'm getting it because people don't call and just say, hey, and see how you doing and congratulate you, because some people see what you're doing and they ignore it. Like they see you just rising. And even if it's not like a big rise, it's a rise to them. It may not be a big rise to you, but it's a big rise to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? People will just sit there and just watch you do stuff and act like it never happens. Have you ever just lost weight and then a person just flat out ignore it, and people might like lose a whole person size, and people will never say anything until you say something like, yeah, my clothes getting a little big. Yeah, I just noticed why couldn't you have said that when I walked in the room? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the whole purpose. If you're in a relationship where there's never no exchange or no congratulations or no acknowledgement, then it's probably time to get new friends, because that's part of a friendship. I get that people go through things, but you're not going through things forever. And it just doesn't hurt to do that. That's just how I feel. Exactly, Lisa. Okay, Jermaine. Okay, Jermaine and Lisa. I got you on that. I got you. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, they're gonna hate. So if you're with friends that's watching you doing stuff and it's super dope and it's dope and they don't say anything, then you need to question their intentions. For real. People be haters. Exactly, Kristen. Exactly. Maybe I'm old, but I do call my people. Yes, you do, Celia. Celia will call and say, you know what, that was really good. That's what I'm saying. Check your circle. Yes, they are. 2020 was a year where people were sitting at home doing nothing. Now think about how many people actually reached out to check on you. Everything became very clear last year. Pay attention to people. And you are right, Jermaine. I got a lot of realizations last year. And I quit talking to the people that I realized didn't need to be in my life. Like signs that I was ignoring. it was in my face. I couldn't ignore it anymore. This is where this whole topic is coming from. Last year, I learned the importance of setting boundaries. I learned that certain things that go on in my life are happening because I am allowing them to. I'm not setting the boundary. I'm not opening up my mouth and saying, hey, stop doing that. Or no, I cannot do that. Or that doesn't make me feel good. Or you need to quit doing that, or we don't need to be in each other's lives. Or just flat out say nothing and just don't talk to them again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned the importance of boundaries last year, and you are so right. 2020 was really that year. It really, really was. The eyeballs is always funny to me. Okay, so I think we might have covered this. Like, what are the dangers of not setting boundaries? It's the opposite. Anxiety, depression, not control over your life. Boundaries are everything. They are. Yes, it did. And a lot of realization in 2020. 2020 was my it was my boundary setting start. It made me look in the mirror and say, you don't deserve that. No, you're not perfect, but you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that, and you have to tell yourself that, So this is why this subject even came up. You know what I'm saying? So I think we covered this question already, because it's just the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Yes, stress. And my mother tells me all the time, like, stress is it's the silent killer, number one silent killer. Like, I have gotten to the point where someone has made me so mad, my chest would hurt. I would have anxiety attacks. Why allow a person to get to that much power over your mental, spiritual, and physical body? Why? Some things are happening to us because we are allowing them. We're not opening our mouth and saying something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not. And it doesn't matter who they are. Hey, stop doing that. you know, so I was giving you a compliment on your overall production. You can go to the next level. If I were a TV network talent scout, I'm betting on you. Oh, thank you, Associate Minister. Thanks for the validation. Thank you so much. And you know what? I just started this live to connect with people, and then I started like researching stuff. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. My friend Jermaine has helped me a lot, because he is a movie producer and a screenwriter and a script writer. Is it a script writer or a screenwriter? So, he has helped me a lot, teaching me things about video editing and stuff like that. So, once again, a friend that I knew, Jermaine, who was really great at something, I reached out to him to help me, and he did. So I have to give kudos to him. And Jermaine, I'm giving you some validation. Girl, who made you that mad? Girl, I ain't gonna do it. I won't do that. All right. Amen, Deacon. Yes. Thanks for that validation. Yes, most definitely. Yes. Same thing. Yes. So, I think we have one more question before we head out. Yes. Now, this is the question that I really want to get into, but let me make sure that I did all the commercials. I think I forgot about my freelancing. So here we go. Do you find yourself overwhelmed with small business tasks? Well, Be Your Own Kind Freelancing is here to take the weight off. We specialize in assisting businesses with various administrative duties, HR consulting, online marketing, and editing services for podcasters and YouTubers. If you have a need we haven't mentioned, contact us to see if we can help. For more information, email us at info@beyourownkind.com. Leave the tedious tasks with us and take your time back. All right. I forgot to plug myself. And listen to people tell you what they see and others doing up on you. So are you saying when another friend is warning you about another friend, take heed to that? Sometimes we see it, but we ignore it because it's that person. Like, no, they wouldn't do that. I love them so much. They're my best this. They're my greatest this, and you're looking at them as that role that they play in your life versus what they're actually doing. And that's why you hold on to toxic relationship, or you don't set those boundaries because you've given them the benefit of the doubt because you've known them for years, and I'm saying boundaries are probably the hardest with people you've known the longest. They're easy when you meet somebody because you can say, hey, yeah, we're going to cut this out right now. But a person you've known forever and you've allowed it, it's pretty rough. This is why I came to this question. Like, how do you handle the aftermath of setting boundaries when you say no and that person throws a temper tantrum, or they try to emotionally manipulate you, or they try to do whatever tactics, fake crying and all types of stuff. Like, how do you handle the aftermath of that? How do you do that? Did you talk about Michael B. and Lori? I was late. I'm saying, no, I didn't talk about them. What about them? I just heard they're together and they keep making like obvious paparazzi photos. Anything different than that, Lisa? You just have to, my keyword read was kind of depressing. You just have to deal with it as it is because the boundaries had to be set. However, the person responds to the boundaries is something they have to deal with, not you. Kristen. So Kristen says you set your boundaries and their emotions and their reactions belong to them. Don't take hold of their emotions and reactions to your boundary. You set your boundary. That's it. 1 + 1 is 2. That's it. You can cry, you can be upset about it, but 1 + 1 is 2. And it's going to always be that. So you can have your tantrums over there. I like that. Give them back their emotion. I love that, Kristen. Yes. Peace sign. Are you saying goodbye? Oh, you're just saying peace. We're out. Okay. Well, that's what happened to me. What happened? Quetta didn't have no boundaries for me. Now my life is upside down. I'm so sorry, Lisa. Is your grandma at least out? Is she home yet? I meant to ask you that last week. Stick to your boundaries. Yes, stick to your boundaries. Stick to them. But now, Lisa, you've learning that you can, with the new friends that you get, because I know you're going to get new friends because you're awesome and you're a dope woman. You know what not to allow going into the friendship or whatever other friendships you have. You know what boundaries to set and to stick with them. You know what I'm saying? You tried to set a boundary. You saw how she reacted. Once again, that emotion was on her, not on you. Sometimes you get stuck, especially after a long time. So you just kind of roll with it. You right. Because it's that person. Oh my God, but that's my husband. Sometimes he does get mad and he called me stupid, but that's okay. Oh, my mom. Oh, that's not you, mom, or my husband, but this is examples. Oh, my mom, she's always saying, why your hair looking like that? Or when are you going to lose weight? But that's my mom. That's okay. That's all right. Oh, my boss come in and say, oh, you better do this right now. And Oh, that's okay. That's just my boss. That's just my boss. That's what we do. And then on the inside of us, we're imploding. We're imploding. And then who we take it out on? The person that's treating us right. Have you ever noticed that I don't know if this has ever happened to you where a person takes something out on you when you have watched them repeatedly take stuff from other people. Like you don't even treat them half as bad, and you don't even do that, but they're so mad at the other person that they take it out on you. I'm not the one you're mad at. It's your boss. It's your husband. It's your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like we take it because we're like, oh, I've been knowing her for 20 years. It's okay. That she pops up at my house, or it's okay, that she calls my boyfriend. I don't know. This is extreme, but a boundary is a boundary. If it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings. It doesn't matter how long that person been in your life. If it's bothering you, it's bothering you. That goes back to you can feel exactly how you feel. That's just how I feel. That's how Chris roll. Yeah, that is how Kristen rolls. She'd be like, bye. You can't take hold to their emotions because you'll start to feel bad, and then you'll take your boundaries back, and everything you tried to do, it's in vain. Because once you set a boundary and you let that person cross it again, the second time you say it, you're not taken serious. If you don't take your boundaries serious, the other person won't. They won't take it serious. That's why it's one thing to say, I'm not going to allow this anymore. And another to say, yeah, I'm not going to allow this anymore. Because we say when we're mad in the heat of the moment, we'll say that I ain't calling Ray Ray no more. And then 2 weeks later, you're going back out with Ray Ray and he's sticking you with the bill in the group dinner. He ordering all the stuff. But you said last time you went to dinner with him, you wasn't going, he was going to make sure you was going to get a separate check. You know what I'm saying? Just something that simple. And it sounds small, but if it builds up and builds up and accumulate, whoosh, you're going to explode. So, right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, we all know that is, yeah, Chris be like, so I love that about her though. She here, but she on house arrest until February. She pressed charges. What aggravates me? Oh, she aggravates me. You are not responsible for how others react. You can only control your response. And that's right. That's a serenity prayer, because the serenity prayer is tricky because it alludes to the fact that you can control a whole bunch of stuff, but really, you can only control your perspective. You can only control your reaction. You can only control your non-reaction. You can only control your words, and you can control what you tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. You are the author. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the decider, if that's a word, of what you're going to allow and what you're not going to allow. And other people's emotions, that's none of their business. It's none of my business how you feel about my boundary. What my business is, I would like to sleep at night. I would not like to be stressed out. So yes, my peace is what's my business. Yo, whatever is your business. For real. It is. It was a quote that actually said, it's none of my business what you think of me. It's none of my business. Those are your thoughts. My business is what I think of you. But it's none of your business either. I don't allow that. That's my pet peeve. Right. You can't confide in me and I'm always the shoulder, but don't direct that attitude to me. No. Jermaine said, nope, that's not happening, because that's happened before. So that's your boundary. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have to stick to your boundary. Girl, you singing my damn song. I love you, Lisa. You are okay. Thank you, Ma. You know I'm not good with stuff like that. Yes, Lisa, go ahead. Ask me a question. Peace is key. It definitely is. How did you get to a point where you said you would not allow certain things anymore? I got depressed. Seriously. I was diagnosed with depression. I had a breakdown, Lisa. Let's get real personal. I had a breakdown because I was just letting stuff accumulate, letting people do whatever they wanted to do to me. You know what I'm saying? And then it got to the point where my mind broke. I felt it. I felt it crack in half. And I vowed, and I don't even want to I'm serious. I vowed that I will never get to that point again. It comes to the point where it's either you or them, and you have to choose you every time. You have to choose you. I don't care who it is, because if you're gone and your mind breaks, think about all the people that depend on you. You need, and you depending on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes to that point. It's either them or me, and it's gonna be me every time, because I am the most important person to me. It don't matter what you think about me. I love me. You don't have to love me, but you're gonna respect me. And that was my point. That was my breaking point. And that's why I'm telling you, I don't want nobody to ever get to the point where their mind break. Never. That's the whole purpose of be your own kind. Be yourself unapologetically. If you don't like me, if I'm irritating you to that point, leave me alone. I am not editing myself to make you feel better. Point blank, period. Like, for real. For real. Sorry, I got emotional. Yes, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? You get fed up. You just get fed up. Yes, it affects your health. People are dying of heart attacks because of stress, not because of bacon. People are dropping dead because they stress and they just let that stuff just sit and fester and fester. Either you die a physical death or you die a spiritual death. You just a walking dead. You just a zombie because you're so numb, because you just let so much happen to you. Now you bitter. You can be alive and be dead. You could just be existing and not living. You know what I'm saying? Who helped you get back on your right mind, or did you do it by yourself? God helped me get back in my right mind. My family and my support system. These people here that's in my comments, those people. That's why I rock with them. It was no judgment. It was them talking to me and like empathizing with me, sympathizing with me, pushing me. I prayed, I got therapy, and I stayed around people that rocked with me and loved me for real. And I cut out people that didn't. That's what helped me get right back in my mind. I cut out stuff that wasn't right for me anymore. And I rocked with the people that rocked with me and quit rocking with people that want to use me or talk about me or call me whenever they feel like it or cut me off because the day ended. Why? No, I don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. None of y'all deserve that. Rock with people that rock with you. Point blank, for real. Now, you done took me to a whole nother... But for real, I'm being real with you, Lisa, for real. Yep, enough is enough. Yes, you have to choose you. People listen to respond. Yes, they don't listen to understand. You could be just tearing your heart out, and then once the first thing they say is, well, like I was saying, people not listening. If you're not gonna listen to me, I'm not gonna waste my air. We just can't do this no more. We can't. Either I'm gonna cut you out, or I'm just going to love you for who you are at a distance. That's where that boundary comes in. Point blank. Period. I need to quit watching the Housewives. Speaking it, yes, for real. But it takes you to get to that point. For it does, and I try so much to stop people from getting to that point. But when you love who you love, it's hard to see when it's toxic. Even though people can say, hey, that's not good. No, that person's not good for you. That person's not good for you. You need to take a break, but you don't see it until it gets to that point. And people be trying to stop you from getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a no judgment zone. And I love every last one of you. I love every last one of you. For real. Yes, you do, Celia. And it's people on here and not on here that has rocked with me. And I love every last one of y'all. For real. Girl, I was thinking about just packing up and taking my little chick and driving away from Dallas next month, not telling anybody. If that's what you need to do for you, but make sure you're doing it because you're looking for peace and not because you're running away. My mom used to tell me that because I always was quick to want to just jump and go somewhere. Because guess what? Wherever you go, Lisa, you're with you. And what Jermaine said earlier, when you get to know you, when you set them boundaries with you, your whole things around you can never change. You can still have that same job, still be in a crazy situation, still have that crazy boss. But when your perspective change and you start looking at people a different way, it don't even bother you because you changed how you're going to respond, and you changed how you're going to respond, or how you're going to let it affect you is what I'm trying to say. Yes. Wasn't that a song, Rock With You? Yeah, I think that's Michael Jackson. I want to rock with you. Toxicity is no good at all. It's not. Even family, hell, especially family, because them the ones that know you the most. Them the ones that know you the most. Them the ones that know the buttons to press, and they use that. Oh, well, I'm family. I'm family. Okay. You're also a hellraiser, so yeah, there's that. No matter where you go, everything is going, yes, it's going to follow you. Whatever insecurities you have, whatever issues you have, underlying issues, PTSD, whatever, you're going to go wherever you go. So make sure when you leave, it's because of a new slate and not because you're running away. Because you'll go to a new place and you'll experience the same exact stuff because you haven't rectified whatever was going on. So that's my advice to that. But if you feel that's going to give you peace, then fine. But make sure that you assess your reasons why. Do you, boo-boo, and be still, quiet, and safe. Right. I rock with Renita. You can't know, Celia. I cannot. But guess what, Celia? I'm not trying to get rid of you. I love you, boo. Yes. So this conversation was real tonight, y'all. Normally we be joking and stuff. That's why I be asking y'all to pick the topic. See what happened when I picked the topic? I'm up here, doing this and saying point blank period 5 times. I mean, that's the reason why I started this platform. I don't want your mind to break. I don't. I just don't want your mind to break. It's hard to come back from that. God will mend it. God will mend your mind. And if you pray a prayer, God, please remove any negative, person that's in my life that's not for me. First of all, you need to pray to be prepared for that, because you'll be surprised who starts, isolating and who gets removed, because that's also an eye opener too. That's me. I've learned to rock with who rocks with me. Right. Yes, it was. Yeah. Great live, Nita. Thank you. Yes. Thank y'all for being a part of this, man. Y'all my crew for real. And New right here, y'all don't even know how she's helped me. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my sister, y'all don't even know. But you have to make sure that you're surrounded by people that genuinely know you and genuinely love you. That's your safe space. I don't feel like I have to censor myself when I'm around my group. I say how I say, I act how I act. I'm goofy. Everybody know that. And I love being me, without having to explain why I'm me. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Lisa Reed. Wait a minute. I think my computer just froze. Am I still? Can y'all still hear me? I don't know what happened. Can y'all still hear me? I don't know. Uh-oh. For some reason, this is not clicking. I don't know what's happening. Oh, there we go. Lisa, read the book Confident Woman by Joyce Myers. There's a book, Lisa. I tuned in late. Love your hair. Thank you, Aunt Bitchy. Lisa, also seek therapy. Yes, Aunt Cindy. Therapy is important. It is such a stigma. Therapy does not mean that you're nuts. It doesn't mean whatever people put on it. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody that do not know you, that can just give you a whole new perspective on things. Like, for real. For real. Yes, therapy work. I have a therapist. For real. And she has helped me see a lot of stuff that I didn't see. And it's not like she ain't telling me, people ain't told me before. She flipped the perspective and she gave it back to me. Like, okay, now this is on you. Either you could do this or either you could do that. Yes, therapy is very, I was about to say therapeutic. It's very helpful. Yes, we can still hear you. Okay, thank y'all. All right. It just froze on me, y'all. Okay. Well, I think that I did all the commercials. Anybody have a topic that you want to talk about next week? If not, I'll keep choosing these topics. It got real deep tonight. Oh, before we go, I got one more commercial and then that's it. Go. Okay, you guys. So yeah, that is my podcast. I don't know if I've ever said that on this platform, but I do have a podcast called Be Your Own Kind. If you type in Be Your Own Kind podcast in Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever you are, I will pop up. I am the only Be Your Own Kind podcast that I found. On my YouTube though, I did change it because Be Your Own Kind is pretty popular. So I did change it to BYOK platform so you can easily find me when you put me in the search. I'm still on the road to 1,000 subscribers and I'm going to throw a party like giveaways and guests, all types of stuff when I make 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be super excited about that. So if you're on, if you're on anything, please share my video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Sharing is caring. That's been my this been my therapy that I can afford. Oh, Lisa, we love you. We look forward to speaking to you every week. I look forward to all of you guys every week. I'm sitting here in Popeye's parking lot for therapy. You getting that chicken sandwich? Therapy, yeah, it is therapeutic. Going to a therapist is having someone that is neutral. Exactly. Everybody should talk. Yeah, yes, and I'm glad you guys are down for therapy because some people they're like, I don't need therapy. Maybe you do, just because you're so reluctant. But to each his own. But for me personally, it has helped me. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. Like, this was a really dope show. Thank you guys for tuning in and for your feedback. This was a really real show, and I hope that we continue, all of us, to set our boundaries and uphold our boundaries so that we can have good mental health, and that we can have peace of mind and sleep at night knowing that we respect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So respect is important. So if you guys don't have anything else to add, then we can end this. Great show, Nita. Thank you, New. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Yes, great weekend. Yes, everyone have a great weekend. I don't know if it's snowing where you're going, but it's supposed to where you live, but it's snowing here where I'm at starting 3:00 tomorrow up until Monday. So I'm snuggled in the house for the entire weekend. So I hope you all again. Until next time, don't forget to be your own kind and be kind to each other. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.